So, Greenland. Again. And I want to be very clear at the top, because every time I say this out loud, it feels like my brain files a formal complaint. We are once again living in a moment where the President of the United States is publicly obsessed with buying Greenland. Not partnering with, not cooperating with, not respecting its autonomy. Buying. Like it's a gently used ski lodge with great upside. And yes, I know what you're thinking. Didn't we do this already? Yes, we did. We covered it, we processed it, we laughed, we moved on. But Donald Trump did not move on because Donald Trump does not move on. He circles, he hovers, he returns like a geopolitical boomerang fueled by grievance and Zillow notifications. And here we are again, talking about Greenland, the largest island on Earth, home to real people with a real government that is very clearly, repeatedly, enthusiastically not for sale. And yet, Trump keeps framing this as a national security necessity. Which is fascinating, because if Greenland is a national security emergency, it is the chillest emergency in recorded history. No tanks, no invasions, no Red Dawn Arctic edition. Greenland is just sitting there. Cold, unbothered, existing. But Trump talks about it like Russia and China are currently hiding behind an iceberg going, any minute now. And here's where the experts start screaming into their desk drawers. The United States already has access to Greenland. We already have military installations. We already cooperate with Denmark. We already do missile defense, radar, space tracking, all the spooky techno-defense stuff. This is not an access problem. This is not a capability gap. This is an ownership craving. Trump does not want access. Trump wants possession. Because access implies trust. Ownership implies dominance. And Trump has never met a situation he thought couldn't be improved by dominance. Now, let's talk about how Trump actually sees the world, because this is crucial. Trump does not see sovereignty, self-determination, alliances, international law, things like that. Trump sees assets. He looks at the globe the way a Monopoly player looks at the board halfway through the game and says, why does everyone else still own things? I have to buy Boardwalk now because if I don't, someone else will, and then they'll charge me rent. And Greenland, Greenland is his white whale because Greenland is huge. It's strategically located, it's rich in resources, and it's sparsely populated, as well as being cold enough to preserve his grudges indefinitely. So in Trump logic, that's not a country, that's a real estate tragedy. And so he frames it as security because I want it doesn't test well in congressional hearings. He says NATO would be stronger if the US owned Greenland, which, just pause on that. NATO is literally an alliance designed to prevent countries from being conquered. That's the pitch. Join NATO. Nobody takes your land. Trump's remix is join NATO, or we'll just take the land ourselves and streamline the process. That's not alliance building. That's friendly imperialism. That's like saying, this friendship would work better if I legally owned your house. And predictably, Denmark has responded with a very calm, very Scandinavian version of absolutely not. Greenland's leaders have said, we are not for sale. Greenland citizens have said, we are not for sale. Denmark has said, Greenland is not for sale. This is what communication experts call clarity. And Trump hears all of this and goes, okay, but what if I say it again on television? Because in Trump logic, Repetition is persuasion. If you repeat something enough times, eventually reality gets tired and just hands you the keys. But reality, stubbornly, has not done that. Instead, Europe is reacting the way Europe always reacts when America gets weird, smiling politely while quietly reinforcing boundaries. Denmark increases its military presence, European allies coordinate more closely. Everyone suddenly remembers where Greenland is on a map. Not because Greenland is under threat from Russia, but because America is under threat from America saying things out loud. And here's where the absurdity crosses into the surreal. Greenland is not empty. People live there. They vote. They have a government. They have culture, language, history. They are not a blank square in risk. But Trump talks about Greenland like it's just snow and potential. Like if you scrape off the ice, underneath is a very nice golf course. And the irony, the kind that should legally be taught in schools, is that Greenland has been moving towards more independence, not less. They don't want to be owned by Denmark forever. They don't want to be owned by America at all. They want self-determination, which, last I checked, America is supposed to be into that. We did fight a war over it. But Trump's version of self-determination is, you can decide to join us. That's not freedom. That's a drop-down menu with one option. And this is why the Greenland obsession matters, because beneath the jokes, beneath the absurdity, beneath the mental image of Trump trying to Venmo Denmark for an island, there's a dangerous through line. The idea that power replaces consent. That if you want something badly enough, loudly enough, long enough, rules become optional. And that's why this keeps making allies nervous. Because when the most powerful country on earth starts casually discussing annexation like it's a branding opportunity, everyone else starts quietly checking the locks. So now, we're stuck in this strange geopolitical limbo where Trump keeps insisting Greenland is vital. Greenland keeps insisting that it's not for sale. Denmark keeps insisting sovereignty matters, and the rest of the world keeps whispering, is he serious? And the answer is, yes, but not in a normal way. He's serious in the way someone is serious about wanting to own the moon. There's no plan, there's no process, there's just desire and volume. And Greenland, this massive, icy, stubborn landmass, has become the perfect metaphor for Trumpism itself. A thing that cannot be bought, will not consent, and refuses to move just because someone powerful wants it to. And honestly, the fact that Greenland is still just sitting there, cold, unbothered, unpurchased, for the moment, might be the most reassuring thing in global politics right now. Because if Greenland can resist being annexed by sheer reality, maybe, just maybe, reality still has a fighting chance.